What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about XDC Network. This is one that, even though it's already in the top 100, I think it's about 70th or 73rd or something, can still do some seriously good gains. Part and parcel of that is that it's well prepared for the shift that all banks are making at the moment. And as a result, this could position itself very, very well with global banking. There's money there. And I'll break this down for you. If you're unfamiliar with XDC, you'll want to pay attention to this. And also you'll want to pay attention to why I believe this can do well, but I still think there are better options out there. Before I get into it, though, I'll get the spreadsheet. These are the first 26 coins that I spoke about on this channel. They're the first 26 coins that I owned when I made this channel. Had you put in $100 into each of these coins when I released videos about them, and you were still holding those cryptos, you'd literally got everything wrong as an investor, never sold them, just sat on them till a recession. You could have still made 8.8K. And that's doing absolutely everything wrong. If you've done the right things, if you've done the exact right thing, if you sold these coins last year when they were making new highs, when the market was flying, you could have made 123 grand. Big difference. From $2,600 investment, so about 50x. Now, these are not the coins I own. I sold these last year. If you want to see the coins that I own, go read copymycrypto.com. On that site, I share my entire portfolio. Every coin I own, every one I buy, every one I sell. We have tutorials set up for anyone that wants to get in on crypto and has no idea where to start. I actually release content every day talking about the markets as well, but if you want to simply copy along with my portfolio, you can. You don't need to necessarily hear the content, but you can, but if you want to listen to it, you can. You'll notice Phantom tops the list there. That is the only Udemy course I've made in my life where I said this would be the best investment of the year. I said it would 100x. It went up 677x. I will find another coin like Phantom. When I do, it won't be a Udemy course or talking about it on YouTube. I'll be going onto the site and telling the members. So if you want to get in on a coin that's going to 100x or more, go read the site. Everything on there, by the way, is verifiable because it's all on the channel. Links in the description, guys. XDC Network, 87th ranked. So XDC Network used to be called XinFin. And it's basically enterprise grade Ethereum virtual machine layer 1. The whole premise is, look, this is ideally for businesses. That's their scaling. That's why they've scaled it the way they have. They want to get businesses in. They have a delegated proof of stake system, and as a result, there are 2 seconds for transaction time. Basically no fees, and they can process around 2,000 transactions per second. Now, what I like about XDC is, firstly, they are compliant with the ISO 20022 body. Now, not body, but status. Now, the ISO 20022 is what banks now have to do. This is effectively the messaging system in place for banks. All banks have to move to that body. And XinFin is already compliant, already utilizes the messaging protocol required. As a result, is pretty damn well positioned. And to be fair, they're pretty fast. Like I said, 2,000 transactions per second. They are also, 2 second transaction time. So they are well positioned. Not as well as Ripple, not as well as Stellar, probably not as well as Quant either. Quant looks pretty damn good. And as a result, that provides them with the opportunity to work with, their infrastructure can be utilized by banks. I don't believe banks will necessarily run to XDC. I think they will probably be running to Stellar, to Ripple, to Quant, and possibly Hedera, because Hedera is well positioned in certain countries like the UK. Not that the UK is a country, but you know what I mean. So XDC Network is focused on growth, development, and adoption of their network. They are they want to collaborate with the community of developers, world trade experts, and content creators. They've had a lot happen in the past year. You know, they acquired $50 million from LDA Capital to foster their ecosystem. They accelerated the network. As a result, they're accelerating their network expansion with that $50 million investment. They're integrating DeFi and compliance tech from Securrency or C-Currency. I don't know which one they would want. And they are ready to be utilized by businesses. They genuinely are. And as you can see, one thing I've always been and I've said it on so many videos, but one thing I'm really bullish on is that they're funding and incentivizing developers to come. That's so important. They have obviously highlighted that they're interoperable with the ISO 20022 messaging standards, making their architecture developer friendly. As you can see, obviously, it outperforms Bitcoin and Ethereum in terms of transaction speed, fee, and finality. And they believe that they have the world's fastest and most energy efficient consensus, which is their delegated proof of stake. I would make the argument that there are probably better ones out there. Me personally, I'm more of a DAG network kind of guy. But look, they're ready to run. They can run smart contracts. You can have private networks, public networks. The XDC token pays for everything that's on pays for all the transactions on the network. The World Trade Organization and the International Chamber of Commerce have spoken about XinFin a few times. They're they're well positioned with some of the more influential, I don't want to say groups, I want to say institutions, well positioned with some of the most influential groups in the world to be heavily adopted. You can also set up masternodes for XDC. Masternodes obviously pay quite well. So there's nice ways for earning through XinFin or through XDC. Obviously they rebranded. And this can do some gains. This can do some damage in the next bull cycle. Probably can 10x, it should hit 25 cents or so. I would literally only put it at a market cap of 3 billion, which I expect it to probably do more, to be honest. But what I would point out is in terms of the ISO 20022 messaging protocol and the banks that are going to utilize the infrastructure of that messaging protocol, the banks around the world are most likely to utilize Stellar, utilize Ripple, utilize Quant or Hedera. Those are the four that I think are probably going to be the biggest gainers as a result of being utilized by banks. I don't necessarily think XDC is going to take that mantle. But with the incentivization program, with the developers flocking, with them giving developers reasons to flock there's a lot to like. This definitely has a shot of doing something special. I'd be very intrigued to see how high this can go. It's feasible it could even hit $1 really when you look at it. That would put it at a 12 billion market cap, but I'm going to conservatively say 25 cents because it is going to gain. I just don't think it's going to gain anywhere close to the other compliant blockchains. But what do you guys think? Do you think I'm underestimating this? Do you think it can do way more? Or do you think, XRPs, all the four that I mentioned are going to outperform it? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you are a returning viewer, subscribe to the channel. Want to get the subscriber rate up? That gives me the opportunity to get more founders of projects on here so we can have chats. Is that something you want to see? Let me know in the comments down below. And like the video, guys. And if you want to see the coins I own right now, go to copymycrypto.com. On the site, I share my entire portfolio. I share every coin I own. I share every one I buy, every one I sell. I talk about the markets constantly if that's of interest to you. And look, I've been in this market for 8 years. I look through the fundamentals of projects left, right, and center, and when I find fundamentals that I'm excited about, I get in on a project. So, same way I did with Phantom when I got in at 0.5 cent, and it rose all the way to $3.46. When I find the next Phantom, and I of course will be searching for that, I'm going to get on the site and tell the members, not do some Udemy course. So if you want to get in on a 100x coin, you're going to want to go read the site. And everything on that site can be verified on YouTube, on the entire YouTube history. So go read through it and check it out, guys. And that is it from me. Take it easy.